Hello everyone, my name is Zachary as always, and today we are breaking down Loki Season 2 Episode 6, talking about theories, a full-on discussion. Now, right here, right now. This episode was great. Now, it subverted my expectations once, but then I figured out why they did it and it made sense. So, Loki, he gets information, he's like, we need to move this faster so this won't happen. We need to move time faster. So he moves through the process faster of how they got to the temporal loom exploding. So at first I was like, did they do this because this is their final episode and they need to rush it? Or is it a joke about how they always rush their finales? I couldn't tell. And then I was like, maybe it's like important. But then they do it for a reason. They're like, nah, fast isn't going to help it. We need to do something else. We need to go even farther back. And I was like, okay, that makes sense now. All right, that's cool. Because there was like 30 minutes left when that happened. There was like 30 or 40 minutes left when that happened. So, anyways, this episode is really good. So, eventually, after some time passes, he takes a little bit of a visit to He Who Remains. He's there. He is at the moment where Sylvie kills He Who Remains. And he stops her. Then, not King the Conqueror, oh my god. He Who Remains gives him an ultimatum. Either kill Sylvie or cause a multiversal war. But Loki doesn't choose either, so he just goes even farther back in time to when he first met Mobius. And then he's like, you know what, this isn't going to work either. So after he gets information, he goes back forward in time right before the loom exploded. And he's like, you know what, Victor, you can stay. So then he goes out and his clothes deteriorate, yes. But then he grows this weird Loki King makeshift DIY outfit. It's really cool. And then he pulls the temporal loom and it blows it up. And then all the branches are spread out everywhere, okay? And then he takes apart these branches and he sits on this throne that we see here. And he pulls the branches together into this big green blob. Another timeline. And then we cut to later dot. Literally just later dot. And everything's different. Nobody knows where Loki is. They don't really care. Honestly, they don't really care. At least it's not shown in the last 10 minutes. So yeah, but what I think will happen is, me personally, that Loki will eventually end up fighting against Kang, because we've seen the events of Quantumania. And as the Hulk says it in Endgame, you can go to the past, and that past becomes your future, and your old future becomes the past. And basically what I'm saying is, once you time travel to the future, the stuff before that still happens, but now you're in the future, and that's your present. Basically, it's what it's saying. If you don't understand, I don't know how to help you. There's probably videos explaining that entire line straight after Endgame came out. I don't know. But because of this, there's a whole bunch of things that are messed up in the TV's trail. If what the Hulk says is correct, then the TVA still has a lot of issues. In the timeline, well, Kang is still going to be out there, and Quantumania still applies, obviously. Well, not really obviously, but it still applies. There is still a Council of Kangs that's out there, an entire arena full, thousands, millions of variants. And honestly, I think I was part correct in my theory from last episode, from the last one I talked about Loki, when I said that it would lead into a war. And I do think there's some story that needs to happen between there, but I think I was part correct because I still think it will lead into King Dynasty and Secret Wars, and there's like several year period. There's like a 3-4 year period between King Dynasty even, so there's gonna have to be like another like movie or like TV show. But so I really like this episode. Some parts were a little bit wonky, but this tied up great. And it didn't go how I expected. I mean, some might say it left on a cliffhanger. I don't really think it did. I don't know, but yeah, guys, what do you all think? If you all enjoyed this video or any of my other content, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.